Hi everyone, so today I'll be working with Spellbinders Stencil of the Month for January of 2026. It is Where Love Lands, I believe is what it's called, so let's check that out. I already did a whole unboxing of the All Clubs crate, and I'll link that video in the description box because I go over everything, you know, all the different little steps here of the stencil and sizings of all the, just everything, right? And all the new club info. So please check that out if you're still curious about what's going on with the clubs and the new changes and things like that. But yeah, so we're just gonna get started. So I will say Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and the links I have in the description box for the US and the UK will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. And yeah, we have some things cut down here. There are several steps to these stencils, and so we'll see about that because there are five actual stencils. But like this one has one step, the second step. This one here has 3 and 4 on it, so it's this part and then these centers, and then this one has 5 and then this is 6. So the only one that's a little bit different is the 3 and 4 stencil. Okay, so I already have some papers cut down. Just a white card base. So if you're making your own, if you're making it just a basic card like this, it would be 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I have a black matte layer because I want it to look like a painting or something. I don't know. So that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because I like those tight matte layers. And then this one is 5 1/4 by 4. And I purposely grabbed paper that was a little bit textured because when I do the stencil, I want it to look a little bit like if it was a painting, okay? Like oil painting or something, I don't know. But like on canvas, should I say. So, I have not grabbed colors yet, and I haven't even decided what colors I'll be using with this. So let me grab some inks and then we'll get started. Okay, guys, so, you know, they look like poppies to me. I mean, you can make them whatever you like. So I'm going to do reds and some greens and maybe accents with black and stuff like that. So we have that. Again, I already cut my paper down. These little registration marks are 4 1/4 by 5.5. So I'm just going to eyeball where everything is. And then the next layer and the next layer, right? So there you go. If you have a grippy mat, great time to use it. I'm just going to tape this down. And generally when you're stenciling, it's light to dark. So especially with something like this where you're going to have nice packaging and it'll have some inspo for you or something like that generally, or instruction if that's what's needed. So you can see kind of what you're looking at. But for me, I'm just going to start from nothing here. So I don't know that I want to start super light. These are my reds and they're different shades of red. I'm just thinking. Okay, let me see what this coral looks like, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, especially because this already has a bunch of red ink on it, so it reconstitutes. And I'm not pushing too hard because I want the graininess, or that texture, should I say, of my paper to really kind of show through still. So I'm not doing too much. And hopefully you can kind of see that. You can still see that texture. I thought it was cute. So we'll do that. That's the first one. And our second one. And hopefully I can see what I'm supposed to be doing here since, you know, I think, yeah. So see how this little edge, I'm just trying to line it up with something that makes sense. And right there, it makes sense to cover that petal. And so this one here looks good. That looks perfect to me. All right, so we go from that one to the next red. And honestly, with these two, I never remember which one's darker. I feel like the red is darker than the crimson. You can kind of see that. So let's just go with this one. Actually, let me get a little more of that. And some of these reds, too, have like an orange cast to them or a little, you know, different. So that all plays in to your payoff here at the end. But let's see. Oh, that's cute. Okay. And then we're going to go to 3. So 3 and 4, right? So 3 has a little bit more of the flowers here, and it's kind of like this little interesting areas. So I'm going to try and line that up where it makes sense. Again, oh, what am I? Oh, yeah. I was going to say, oh, I have to line it up here. No, this one you're just lining up with the flowers themselves. Because I was thinking, like, why am I way down here? It already confused me immediately. Okay, so those, again, you have those little bells, which I'm just painting or doing all the same color. I mean, if you want these little areas to be like black or something else, you can definitely do that. It doesn't have to be the red. I'll show you what I mean by that. And honestly, I don't. Let me look ahead. So we have black dots. We have this. We can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna take my deeper red. Also, you have these little dots here. So if you go ham, you're gonna end up coloring these little dots that you don't want. So just remember that. But I'm gonna do the red all over because I can cover up those one little pieces, the little tops of those little buds, with black ink. I'm trying not to get on the very edge of this, so I'm being careful there. But again, you can mask that or just put something there. That'll help you. Okay, so let's pretend that's it for that one. And then maybe I'm going to grab a little black. I don't know. And I do have a stippling brush for this. Let me grab that. This one already has plenty of black ink on it from the last times I've used it. And so just get that and just go in the area. It's very soft, the tip of this thing. Just go in the area where you want it. Okay, I'm not going to waste your time, but I'm going to do it there. And here, and here, and here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, just finished that. I'm going to wash my hands because I got black ink on my fingers, and you know that's going to be very dangerous, so I will be right back. Okay, and then we're going to move this up, and then you have these 3 dots that are basically in the center, I believe, of these images. Just want to see about that. Actually, what we can do, why don't we skip to number 5 before we do 4, because I don't want to place it in the slightly wrong spot and then that'll drive me nuts. So this has a little spot already made for us. So what I can do is go to 5. And I mean, that lined up perfectly right there. The edges of my flowers. And then the petals should be covered just slightly. And this is bringing in greenery, but it's also doing a couple other pieces here. Hold on. The very centers of the flower. So if you want those to be like a brownish color or something else, you're also going to have a separate one here. So it could be more red. You know, that's up to you. I'm trying to think what I want to do with that. Okay, well, let's do our greenery and then I'll decide that. I mean, it could be all green, but I feel like maybe I won't put green in there. Okay, this might be a little bit too big, this applicator. But we only have 2 sets of greenery, so I'm just going to start with 1 and then go with the darker one for the last one here. So I'm just going to kind of put my fingers here just to help block whatever might get in there. Sorry, I had a little itch on my leg. We're just going to go in here. Maybe a little darker at the base going up. I'm just getting in these little areas here. I think that'll be okay. Put my finger in the way here. And then this guy. A little bit darker down at the base. Okay, and then there's one spot right in here. Just kind of putting my fingers in the way. Okay. Now, again, do I go with a darker red? Okay, let's go with this one, but I'll apply it like 2 times and see if it'll make a little darker area than what I had before. So we have that, do a good amount. I think this probably should be like browns, like brown and then a darker brown, to be honest, but that's all right. Okay, well, one more down in here. Okay, yeah, it probably should be browns, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna take this one and finish that. And that just lines up really nicely there. Oh, let me get my... So again, you want to make those very different. Let's go with brown so it stands out right in the very center. And I'm going to get this dark, dark red. Really push that color in. Ooh, this one's a little tricky because we have some stems right next to it. Okay. I think that's as dark as that's going to get. And then a darker green. And if you want to be more careful with this, you can definitely use a finger dauber or stipple it in or however, but let me grab a finger dauber because this one, even though it has larger, these little skinny areas right here are going to be a little tricky. So like this one, I could totally just kind of come in here and do that. Add in the color, no problem. Here's when it gets trickier. You didn't have to cut your paper down yet. I cut mine down just to start off with the size I wanted, but you can definitely do your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and then trim it down. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. Even with a little red center. I mean, like I said, it probably should be brown, but that's all right. And then I take this guy, and now I can place it without, you know, kind of guessing, right? So I'm going to go back to 4 for this. And I'm going to go ahead and probably get some of the ink from up here. Just get that in there. I'm just trying to get that going. All right, that looks very pretty. Look at that. I love that texture look. It looks really, really, really nice. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna rinse all these off. Okay, guys, and one last thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put a sentiment right on this, I think. So let me see. Let's remove that. And the photopolymer stamp of the month. And so with the stamp of the month, they're doing stamp and die. That's the only way you can get it, not just the stamp by itself. And then obviously in the All Clubs crate. Still very difficult for me to say that. I don't think I'm ever going to get over it. Wishing you the best year. Have a nice day. I mean, you can do these things without pairing them with some of the other words that you can cut out. I just have a nice day. Wishing you the best year is a nice one too for this time of the year. But I'm just going to go with this. And put it right up here, and of course I'm eyeballing that, but what happens whenever I use a stamp positioner, which I'm doing today because my paper is textured, I want to make sure to be able to stamp that really nicely, is I'll look at it, and if it seems that I need to straighten it out, I will. And I mean, that is right on. You can see the little dashes, but they have a so pretty good eyeballing on that one, I think. We'll see when it actually gets stamped. Sorry if you don't see, I'm inking it up over here in this corner here. And that came out perfectly, but you know, you never know if you're just going for it and you might miss a little spot, especially with the textured paper. So it was worth having the insurance of using a stamp positioner. Let me clean up and we'll just glue our layers together. Alright, here we go. And actually, I have a tape runner with me today. I always have it with me, but I'm going to go ahead and use that today. So I'm just going to put this down. And these are tricky, so you want to kind of put your hands or your fingers, something behind there so you know that it's nice and straight, or at least where you want it before you really let it go, because otherwise it's sticking right away. And then this guy, and it can be popped up, it can just be nice and flat, nice note card look, and that's basically what I'm going for on this one. Oh, I hope my ink is dry. I'll be careful with that. missed this bottom corner pretty well. A little too high up. Okay. And we'll take that guy and also, oh, see, just kind of want to have your fingers back there before you're really letting it go. And you can put it down gently too, give you another chance at it. But there you go. I think that came out really lovely. That's basically what I was going for, just for it to look like a painting. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links as appropriate in the description box, and for the US and the UK. And I will see you all at the next one. We have plenty more things to play with, I believe, depending on how I'm releasing these videos. The small die of the month, which is absolutely really fun, and the large die month, which is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you at the next one. Bye now.